Hi everyone, welcome back to the Resilience Shield. Today we're doing another industry interview and we're going to be doing quite a few of these. We've got some industry hospitality people coming up. The first person we're interviewing here is Ben. Ben's a dad at our school actually, so we get to know a little bit behind the scenes of what his life looks like. And he is the owner of two motels. Is it two, Ben? Or
two
three?
motels.
Two motels in Kalgoorlie,
Part
Western
owner.
Australia.
Yeah,
Part owner.
There's four of us involved.
Four of you?
Four of us involved.
Does that help your resilience, having extra partners, or can that be a little bit stressful with four cooks in the kitchen?
We've worked out now that it takes a lot longer to make a decision. So you got to be a bit more patient. So you learn to be patient. But ultimately, everyone's with four lots of people involved with all different. Everyone brings different things to the table. Generally, the right decision gets made. It just takes a bit longer.
Have you been able to transfer that skill at home with the kids?
I don't know. It's for other people to judge, really. That's a whole other level of parenting.
It is, isn't it?
There's no manual for that one. There's no committee. Generally, any mistakes, any decisions to make it work. At the end of the day, it's work, it's life. Kids is different because at the end of the day, you're worrying about the price. It's your kids, so you really want to make sure you're making the best decisions for them.
It's tough,
I don't think you really know. As I was saying before, I don't think you will know in 10 years' time when they're turned is what we've done, I suppose.
I know.
That's only to really find out. But you try your best. You try your best.
And you can't really make a procedures manual for the family to follow, can you? Like you can at work.
No, true. Agree. Yeah.
I want to talk to you about your start in hospitality, because with a lot of young people coming into the hospitality industry, it's very different to anything they would have done as a teenager or even a young adult. The hours are different. There's a lot of nighttime work, and it can affect your social interactions, your time with family, and even sometimes your time with activities that you maybe took for granted a little bit when you were younger, like sports and things like that. So how did that play out for you when you were young and you first started out in hospitality?
I've probably had a different path to most. I went to boarding school for 5 years and I was naturally academic, but I didn't probably push myself as much as I should have. And then when I finished school, I started at university, started a degree, and didn't enjoy studying, and I dropped out within about 4 months of doing it. I had my parents had a share in a freehold of a business up in Exmouth with some friends of theirs, and Trevor Clark, who was up there, he offered me a job, and so we'd like to come up here and work for him. So that's how I started, and I started working up there. So I started working, and then did that for a few years, and then and really enjoyed working and making money. A lot of my mates were at university and TAFE at that stage, and I watched them. I was struggling, trying to. As I said, you can't. It's hard to work. Whereas I was reeling in the big dollars. I think I was on. I don't know, can't remember what it was, like $15 an hour or something, or whatever it was. And it was. I'd tell you, you could load up and spend big money, and you thought you're king. So I did that, and then that's when I came back to Perth after a little while, and about 6 years ago, when we got the motels. I'd worked a little bit as a kid in at pubs, so I had a little bit of experience. But yeah, it was just, I think I liked customers. I like talking to people. I like pleasing people and looking after people. That's what customer service hospitality is all about. So if you like interacting and making someone smile, then hospitality is for you. And that's why I think that's why I think I like it.
Yeah.
But it's social. It's very social.
So on that, one of the things that we know about resilience is your social layer is really important, and it's often missed that people don't understand how important your social layer is. So do you have like a social layer at work and then a social layer outside of work? Do they intermingle? So because we imagine with the different hours that hospitality people do, it'd be quite hard to catch up with people that don't do hospitality hours.
In a way. Everyone at our work, they're a pretty young team. They're pretty much all best friends, so they all literally go out together, sleep. We've got units, and a lot of them stay in housing together, or they live together. So they literally, that's their main friendship base. As a boss, I suppose, you got to walk a fine line, because I'll quite often have a beer with them after work, but then I'll have one or two, and then they quite often will try and get me to go down to the pub with them. I very, very rarely do it, because you have to have that separation, but it's hospitality, and that's when everyone catches up. So so I've got obviously employees, I've got friends. When you say friends, I've got a lot of suppliers and people that are involved in the industry that you sort of catch up with, because you have a lot of social events. You know, you go to Forex, obviously our beer sponsors the races, and so quite often go to a lot of social functions, a lot of events where you get invited to, being hospitality. So you mix with other people in the industry. And that's all side to school friends and mates. So different groups.
And Dad's at school.
Dad's at school, another one. Daddy daughter camp. That was 2 days of camping. That was very, very organised camp. There's some pretty good dads there. A few chefs, I think. Probably could hire a couple for the motel. I think one guy, Jeffrey, was on the cook some satay sticks, and we could. If you want a job, Jeffrey, in Kalgoorlie, come out. We'll hire you straight away, mate.
And how are you going? Like, there's a lot of talk post-COVID with not a lot of influx of people coming in. How are you going hiring staff and keeping staff? And how's that affecting your resilience? Because I imagine if you're low on staff, it means you've got to put more hours in yourself that takes away from your family.
Where hospitality is never... COVID didn't, in a way... Hospitality was short-staffed before COVID. COVID just made it worse.
Okay.
Hospitality's never been in a position where they've had lots of staff. It's always been a tough gig. So we've been thinking about ways to get staff for years and years. That's just how it is. So we're going okay. We're just trying to think outside the box a little bit. And just try and as I said, we try and we rely on any avenues we can think of. We're trying to think outside the square to get people in.
Cool. And so one of the other things with resilience is we talk a lot about role identity fusion. I'm not sure if you've heard that concept before, but it's where you don't really associate the difference between what it says on your business card and who you are as a person. And, you know, knowing you, we know that you like to do a lot of things outside of work, and you're a great family man, and you're very interested in water sports and things like that. How do you make sure that you're looking after yourself, so you're not just the guy that owns the motels?
Well, I'm just about to organise a trip when my wife gets back in a couple of days. I've lined the Rugby World Cup off, so I'm going to try and get away for a week.
Do we get to come on that?
No, it's a male-only trip. So I'm struggling to find a few dads to get the leave passes, but...
Oh yeah, Peter will love it. Ask him.
Yeah, we'll ask him. But I think you need your time. I think everyone needs their time. You need time with kids, time with your wife, and time with your mates, and time with family, and just try and break it all up. So trying to do everything's hard, but as I said, you do what you can. But I love the water. I said I'm going to get the kids water skiing this year. I remember.
So to young people maybe thinking about starting in the hospitality industry, what would be some of the advice that you would give them going in with some of the stresses that hospitality industry faces to be able to keep their resilience?
I think you learn some resilience at a hospitality. I think
that's great.
I think you go in as a young person, going to work in a hospitality environment. You get to meet new people of similar age. Everyone's outgoing. Generally, always outgoing. You don't know where your night's going to be because it's very large. Things are planned all over the place. It's just it throws you into different aspects. And I think that's as a young. I think that's pretty exciting. And because I think it's such a high, it is pressure environment because everyone's an expert on their steak, and they all want things perfectly done. Everyone's a master chef. All customers are master chef these days. There's a lot of pressure on people to perform, and in the day you're all in it together as a team. And I think that's something, I'm not sure what other environments are like, but because it is pressure, you sort of all as a group, I think, get that you lean on each other.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I think that builds a bit of resilience. And look, it's not for everyone, but I think everyone should give it a go for a while. Just give it a go. Give it a go for 6 months. And again, that's other thing is people don't always see as a career. But our head chef at the moment, Mark, he's been with us for I think 8 years. Started as an apprentice. He was washing dishes for 2 years, I think. Longest dishwasher apprentice we've ever had washing that, but he stuck with it. Now he's head chef. I think he's pretty comfortable. He can march around and tell all the other staff what to do. And I suppose he's just done it because he's been patient. He's stuck through it. And now he's only 20. He's only early 20s. Whether he wants to go on and work at other places, I don't know. But he's stuck it out, and
That's
this goes to show that there is career pathways in hospitality if you stick it out and you've got the patience. I think biggest thing hospitality look for is loyalty and patience. And
what a great achievement to watch one of your staff members go through like that. That
proud
must
of
be
him,
great.
yeah. Oh, he's a jet, yeah, and he's well loved by the team. He's a young guy, he's really good.
Well, that's so cool. Oh, well, thanks for today, Ben. I really appreciate that.
No worries.
And thank you, everyone. Keep an eye out for our next video. We're going to be doing some more hospitality industry interviews. Cheers.